who is one of the lead campaigners of an important campaign, Fight for Fresh Air. Fight for Fresh Air is a group of people who fight to get rid of a very stinky landfill near Silverdale, Walleys Quarry, which is local to our area.
What is the Environment Agency's response so far with the air pollution?
The response that we've been having over the few years that we've been doing it since 2018, I have to say, has been very, very poor. The communication with the people has been shocking.
Really? Yeah, definitely.
They have put 4 monitors around the site. They say in strategic areas. We wanted a couple of them put in somewhere else where we know that the smell is really bad.
Yeah.
But no, they insisted on leaving them where it is.
Yeah.
But as far as their response to us, our complaints are just basically ignored.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
absolutely. And I can say that because I've had personal meetings with them, including the director for this area.
Really? And he still ignored your complaints?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yes.
He hasn't done anything at all?
Well, they say they've done lots, but when a landfill has over 50 breaches, and a breach is something where they broke the permit rules, without getting into too much detail, they've had over 50 breaches and nothing's been done.
Horrific.
Really?
Yeah, it is.
What was your part in the campaign initially?
Well, initially, I've been doing a little bit of homework this morning, and I thought we started in 2018, but we actually, a really good friend of mine, Graham Eagles, who's my co-partner in this, in the Stop the Stink campaign, which has grown massively, with some wonderful people now that we've got fighting the stink. We started officially in 2018.
Wow.
Because from 2017 we noticed that the smell was building up really bad. So on social media we started to put a few questions out to different people: is it affecting you? The response we got was unbelievable. We did it on a site that was called the Proper Newcastle, and the admin of that site politely said to us, please can you calm it down? So we set our own network up, which is called Stop the Stink.
Yeah.
We had, within a few weeks, I think it was 10,000 members.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it just shows the impact it's having on people.
Definitely, yeah.
The smell must have been so bad that so many people wanted to do their little part.
Yeah, it's really incredible what you're setting up right now.
Well, we're trying the best, and we're doing it for you people, we're doing it for everybody, but more for the young people, because I'll be giving you some figures in a minute that's quite astonishing, and you'll be thinking to yourself, my goodness, how long have we got to put up with this?
Younger people and elderly people are most affected by it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. People with underlying health conditions. Shocking.
It's horrible for them because their health will really be badly impacted.
Yeah, especially with what we've been going through with COVID and lockdown.
That would make matters even worse.
Absolutely did.
Yeah. Has our MP Aaron Bell come up with any good ideas when you chatted with him?
Aaron Bell has been an absolute star.
Really?
And still is. I've had quite a few meetings with him, as I had with the leader of the council. He's taken it to the House of Lords, to the House of Commons.
Oh.
He's had lots of attention given, although Boris Johnson did promise us alpine fresh air. When, we don't know. But yes, Aaron has been very, very supportive in getting out into the community, challenging red industries face to face with what's going on, and completely complaining to the Environment Agency that they are not doing their job properly.
Yeah.
So yes, he's been very good.
What measures are currently in place to control the horrible odour?
Well, the Environment Agency state that they're doing regular checks on the site, and I have to be careful what to say here now, because there is a criminal investigation going on to criminal activity on the site.
Okay.
Yeah. So I have to be careful what to say on that side of it. But the Environment Agency say they are tightening things up and looking at things better. Although, as I'll go back to what I commented earlier, over 50 breaches doesn't convince me that they're doing a very good job.
Yeah, it doesn't convince me either.
Who controls what goes into the landfill?
Well, we've asked this question many, many times. because we gave them back in early 2020 photographic evidence of 16 very large liquid containers being put into the site. We gave that to the Environment Agency, not as a complaint, as this is what we've seen, you may be interested in this. No response whatsoever.
Really?
And then we did get a response. It was absolutely shocking. That's gone to Aaron Bell, it's gone back to the Environment Agency, and we're still, to this day, from January 2019, not had an answer to that complaint.
Wow. Really?
Yeah.
That's despicable.
Yeah, disgusting.
Absolutely.
Is there a way to get rid of the landfill, like, say with a petition?
That's a really good question. In 2020, again, and I keep going back to that because that's
The main,
that's when we started. Graham and myself and Graham's son, who's IT. I'm just about getting used to a mobile phone with around IT. We set up an online petition. And we stood in the centre of Newcastle, in the market, collecting signatures.
Okay.
In 1 week, we collected 23,000 signatures.
23,000?
23,000 signatures.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's really good.
Now, we sent that to the chief exec of the Environment Agency.
Yeah.
We sent copies to the EFRI.
Yeah.
We sent it to the Environment Agency.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you know how many responses we've had?
How many?
None.
Oh, wow. Just...
Been ignored.
Yeah.
23,000 signatures of local people.
It's because...
Shocking, isn't it?
Terrible.
It's probably because they want to get into trouble.
I can quote some minutes of a meeting with Red Industries and one of the Environment Agency officers. I'm not going to mention names, but the Environment Agency officer stated, and it is in writing, so I'm not saying anything I shouldn't be saying, that he thought the people of Newcastle were exaggerating.
What?
Yeah.
I've actually been to Silverdale.
Children, what's it like over the playground some days here?
It's smelly. It's really bad, and it feels like that it's restricting your breath. And
That's hydrogen sulfide.
And we're ages away, actually, compared... And sorry, literally cannot imagine how it is for the people living next to it. One of my friends told me that there's 2 at least estates around it, like really close to the landfill.
There is, yes. Yeah.
And there's the new housing estate that's going on.
It's the same company that have built the Gallingale estate that are now going on to where Hamptons used to be. I don't know the figure of how many they're building, but they're selling like hotcakes.
I know, I don't understand that.
I don't understand it. But they're suffering terrible, and some of the comments we get back are, well, you shouldn't have moved there. I've lived in the property that I'm in now for 40 years. So I haven't gone into their space. This is coming to my space.
Oh, wow.
And it's coming to thousands and thousands of people's spaces.
And what will you do in the summer when it's really hot? But you can't have your windows open, can you then?
No. Government advice at the moment is ventilate your house.
Yeah. True, with the COVID thing.
With the COVID is ventilate your house.
Ventilate it with smelly odour.
I get up at some mornings at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning and make sure all my windows are closed because the smell is coming in that bad. I've actually done something that's quite wrong. I've blocked my airbags up outside to try and stop the smell coming in because it comes in under the floorboards and it's coming up.
And they're a necessity, aren't they?
Yeah.
Oh yes, yeah. I do open them to let the air through.
Yeah.
But when it's bad,
in that situation, that's awful.
It's catastrophic too. One of the Environment Agency's advice is, because when you phone the Environment Agency to complain, they give you a figure of 1 to 6, the strength, 1 to 6, I don't know where they get that figure from. Now, if it's 6, their advice is, leave the area. Why? We have to leave the area if it isn't dangerous. Exactly. Get out of the area.
Just rent a house?
Yeah.
Where are you going to get the house?
Where are you going to get the money from?
Well, I think actually they mean leave the area while the smell's there. But I understand what you're saying because I know people that have moved out of the area at great expense. Sold the house and gone.
It's just impacting so many people's lifestyles right now, and it's just horrible to think that that's going on right now.
It does.
Yeah.
Do you live in Poolfield?
I do.
Poolsfield?
I do, yes.
Yeah. Is Poolfield quite close to a landfill? And if it is, how do you deal with the dreadful odour?
Well, my property is just under half a mile away as the birds fly. So that's a straight line. I'm half a mile away.
I wonder how
And
the
it's
birds are being
horrendous.
impacted.
It's absolutely horrendous.
Yeah.
How we deal with it is the masks that we're wearing now, sometimes we put them on with a little bit of Vic on the inside just to try and... through the summer, I love a barbecue. I love my garden. I love sitting in my garden. I love watching the wildlife.
You wouldn't really be able to do that because of
And you
the
can't sit there.
Can't do that. No.
If my sister came over, she lives in Stafford, and she came over to visit.
Yeah.
Now, I opened the front door and I couldn't really smell anything. And my sister said, "What is that awful stench?"
Yeah.
So some of us are now getting quite nose blind when it's a mild smell.
Gosh.
You know? So how we deal with it, I don't know. You know, people deal with it in different ways. I'm afraid we just have to put up with it, but we're not willing to put up with it.
Luckily, our house is by the big Morrisons, so it's not too smelly, but like occasional days we do smell it, and my dad's like, "What's that smell?" And then when I let him know about the interview on Thursday, or I think it was Wednesday, he was like, "That must be the smell." And then my mum told me about the boy and how she spoke to the boy and the boy's mum, and
The boy being the one that's affected with his health now.
It's stopped his lungs developing.
chronic lung disease, Why did they even have the landfill in the middle of the town?
Well, that goes back a long, long way, many years ago, and people were complaining, not complaining, but objecting to them having permission to move there. That was a company called Lafarge. And we complained, people, when there was quite a few councillors and everybody else. And Newcastle Council itself went against the planning permission. But unfortunately, it went to government. And the Prime Minister was then, or the Aim Minister, I'm not going to mention him, his life won't be worth living, poor level, overruled us and gave them permission to do it. But on the condition, the permit then was only on the condition of rubble and pottery waste. You know, from the pottery industry.
Waste, and then now it's only gone to food and
gone to everything.
Smelly waste.
The list is endless.
I heard there's rat poison in there as well.
That's part of the stuff I can't talk about because that's what's going. That's where the legal investigations are going. But that's fine. You know, it is out there in common knowledge that that's what's gone in.
Is it the mental health or the physical health which has plummeted with most of the residents?
I think it's on an equal par. Physical health, there's so many things that people are suffering with. Burning eyes, nose, coughing, struggling to breathe. Which all impacts on your mental health. The impact on your mental health being that, you get up in the morning and you come downstairs because the gas is a heavy gas, so sometimes it just stays downstairs, and you come down your stairs and you've got this awful stench coming on, and you think, oh, not another day of this. So it really is affecting people's mental health, so much so that there's now a helpline been put out for people that think they're suffering with mental health because of this.
My mum said she's seen so many people coming in with a terrible headache, and they fainted and because of the smell, and they couldn't take it in their body, and now that has led to serious health complications. Is the red industry ready to negotiate for the sake of the town and the community?
Red industries are very good at talk. How good they are and what good neighbours they are. I'll dispute that all day long. They do have what they call a liaison group meeting. And they have that because it was part of the planning permission that was given to them. They could only do that if they set a liaison group up. But Red Industries choose who goes on there.
Then not really much of a use.
So it's a bit of a closed group, really. I get invited, but I will not go on that for the simple reason being, as the leader of the council has stated, he will not join it until they make that meeting public. where the whole of the people can zoom into or whatever and go on and listen to what's actually being said.
I agree, definitely.
Yeah. So before Red Industries, was it Lafarge?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Do you think that more protests will make more progress?
Absolutely, because protests, and they've all been good and legal protests.
Yeah.
And that's what we emphasise to all the groups that are out there, because there's quite a few groups.
I read about it in the news,
We do everything legal, as legal as we possibly can. Let's put it that way. But protests is the only way that we can get our voice out there.
For people to listen.
And keep it into the news. So,
I think if you protest enough, then finally they'll get rid of it. Like, I heard that they might get it done, like, they might get rid of it by 2026, but that's way too late.
Yeah.
Would you like me to give you some figures? Because I checked up with our scientific, the leader of our scientific group, Dr. Salt.
Okay.
Absolute excellent guy. He's a nuclear physicist or scientist. He really is a clever man and knows his stuff. Now, I contacted him this morning just in case he asked me this question.
Yeah.
So, by taking the stuff in that is actually causing the smell, they're allowed to do that till 2026.
Wow.
Yeah. After that, it can be rubble and capping material only till 2042.
I say forever.
Now, this figure will shock you. Then they've got to manage the gas till 2070.
What?
So it's going to be producing gas that has to be managed till 2070.
2070.
It's 2070. That's a long, long time away.
I will, when I'm older, I will definitely protest against this if it still is there.
Yeah, I told my mum about the campaign and if I can go, and she said, sure, just let me know about your interview and we'll have a look at it.
There is, I think you're going to ask me the question in a minute, aren't you?
Yeah.
So we'll wait for that there then, and I'm not jumping.
What is the ultimate goal the protesters are wanting to achieve?
Our ultimate goal is obviously fresh air.
Yeah.
That's what we want.
Fresh air.
And it's not a big thing to ask, is it?
No. You need that. You need that to live.
For everybody.
Yeah. So your lungs don't
The figure of 2026, move that back to now. Stop them taking stuff in there that's causing the smell.
They're still taking it in there. I don't get that. No.
They're still taking it in.
like food and everything.
In fact, a couple of years ago, they were given permission to double the tonnage.
What?
Yeah.
Who gave them permission to do
The
that?
Environment Agency, because they love us, the Environment
Oh, come on!
I don't know.
The
I don't know why they're
Environment
called the
Agency is like not even that good anymore.
Yeah.
If you had to describe the entire situation in one sentence, what would it be?
I can describe it in one word.
Really?
Or two words. Shocking and cruel.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. Definitely. Despicable.
Yeah. It's awful.
I think we've got some protesters here. Washed up.
I was
Ready to go.
actually, there was this online protest about, I think it was rubbish being thrown in the park and everything, and me and my family actually joined that, I think a year ago in 2020, and 2 years ago I think, and we actually really enjoyed that, and we got sent home like a certificate saying thank you, and your help was really appreciated. And I like doing this kind of things because my mum always says that I was a natural born fighter, and I fight for the good things. And
I think we all in this life have to fight for something, don't we?
you definitely do.
You know,
Because if you don't fight, no one's going to listen.
no, and it depends how you fight.
Yeah.
Now, Red Industries had a meeting with a group of people the other day, and the owner of the company stated that he'd never smelt the landfill. He owns the company and he lives in the area. He'd never
smelt the landfill?
Yet,
Likely story.
we know that his next door neighbour regularly knocks on his door complaining about the smell. So, come on.
Yes,
Let's have
really.
some truth.
Yeah. How long do you think it's going to take for the company Red Industries to shut the landfill down permanently?
Well, as we've just given figures there, 2026 before they start taking the other rubbish in. 2042 is when the taking the rubble and everything else to cap it off.
Oh, wow.
Although they spent a massive amount of money last year importing a capping material from America that's failed. It just hasn't worked at all.
Well, so I'm assuming this isn't going to work because clearly they do not have their mind set on doing anything good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think money talks louder than protests, unfortunately.
Yeah.
We heard that there's a very important event that is going to happen called Fight for Fresh Air next week. Could you tell us a little bit more about it?
I can, and also invite you,
Really?
because it's all about young people.
I'd love to come.
Thank you so much. We would love to come, my entire family.
Would I be able to leave these leaflets with you?
We'll get them out, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, well, we should post them all around the school.
It's going to be a good day. Somebody's dressing up as a big fresh air teddy bear.
Yes.
So that's why there's a teddy bear on this.
Yes. I thought it was something to do with children in need, but there was no puds.
No, I'll let you into a little secret. It's me.
Wow.
But some of the ladies on the group, very talented ladies, have made cut-out teddy bears.
Really?
Which we've had permission to hang in the Queen's Gardens in the bandstand there. Now the intention of this is, it may seem silly to have a cut-out teddy bear, but we want children or people, any age, to write a message on the back of that of how it's affecting them.
Oh, that's really
And hang it in there. And we've had permission to leave them there for a week, which is really good of the council because. But as you can see, these are all handmade and they're absolutely
handmade.
Oh yeah, the ladies have cut them out.
So are you leaving them?
So those are there for you people to write.
Those in, can we?
You can fill those in, and if it is that you can't make the day, I'll come and collect them for you and we will hold them on your behalf.
Thank you.
I think we are going to try and get down there. Some of the team, aren't we?
Some of the team.
That would be wonderful. And if somebody wants to make a statement, even if it's a poem about it, please, we've got a PA system that Graham's supplying us with.
I would love to.
I think maybe a few people from our school might be coming from Silverdale.
The radio team will definitely feel like a privilege.
You're more than welcome, and we'll make you feel welcome.
Incredible thing.
Yeah.
It's an important day for us. It's like I don't know.
Milestone.
A milestone. That's the word I'm looking for. Thank you to us. That now, because we've been campaigning, we've been shouting, we've been meeting MPs, we've been doing all that we possibly can, and we want the support of children now.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
People may listen
Children
to us.
are the future of the world.
Yeah.
Of course they are.
Everyone will definitely be really touched by this, and I'm pretty sure that a load of people are going to come.
And if you can get the message out, this is one of the most important things that I keep saying to people. If you smell it, report it. The number's a simple number. It's 0800 80 70 60. It's a 24-hour number, and if people complain, it has to be logged.
Yeah.
The more complaints that we get, the stronger our campaign is.
Yes.
And maybe the faster that they're going to shut it down, hopefully.
So just to reiterate then, the event is happening
on the 26th
of February.
It's starting, we're gathering together at the rear of Jumbo, which is at the bottom of Bridge Street there.
I've been there.
Yeah.
Well, that we're gathering in the bottom there, and then we're walking up through town, making as much noise. We want somebody who can play a drum to walk in front of us, but we can't find anybody.
We've got a very good drummer actually.
Yeah, we've got an incredible drummer. He's so talented.
He's super talented, Jack is, and he's a child.
And we just want somebody to lead the parade banging a drum for us, because that's what we're doing, isn't it? We're banging a drum.
Yeah.
Listen to us.
Ask Jack then.
Yeah, I'm going to ask Jack to get that.
That'd be wonderful if you could.
And there's also an Indian instrument, where you have two noise things made out of metal, and you have a handle on them, and you bang them, and they're really loud, and I think that would be excellent.
Please.
Have you got one of those?
Yes.
Oh, please.
So if
I can tell you now that most of the people on Stop the Stink groups are listening to this, and I can hear them cheering now.
Yeah.
So it was well worth coming in today.
I've absolutely thoroughly enjoyed it.
All right, do you want to finish off your interview then, Dale?
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Steve, for coming to see us today. It was truly inspirational and we loved it. We feel this is a very important issue too, as it affects our playground some days and we are breathing in these terrible toxins. Good luck with your campaign, and I'm sure that loads of people will come.
I will definitely.
Yeah.
I've thoroughly enjoyed it and I'm looking forward to your support.
Yeah.
Thank you very,
Thank
very
you
much.
so much.